Hey YouTube, welcome back to my bot series where I'm playing against all the chess.com bots. And we've got 10, 11, 12, 13 of them already knocked out. And this time we're going for Santiago, rated 850. Santiago is new to the game, but he's already a very careful player. You'll have to be tricky to outwit him. Well, let's see if we can be tricky and outwit him. Oh, we finally got the white pieces. So I'm going to go back to my London system. Well, I probably should have moved my knight first, but it's okay. So they have two pieces attacking the center pawn, and I have two defenders, and we're going to go ahead and add a third. Yeah, we'll go ahead and add the third one. Then we'll try to bring out my bishop if I can. Well, let's think about this. If I bring my bishop out to here, and he drops his knight down, I really wouldn't have much way to chase the knight away. Whereas if I bring my bishop to here, I could do something like knight to e5, and then I would still have pressure on his knight. The other option, we could try to pin this knight to the king. We'd get harassed back. That's a good file to be on, a good diagonal to be on though, if we end up here. I don't know, let's be a little more cautious and just get the castle set up. Okay, so in this scenario, he's moved his dark square bishop down. And so one concept in the game is, on the king side anyway, the sort of the vulnerable squares for black is f7, and for white is f2 here. But you'll notice this is a dark square, and this is a light square. So for white, I want to keep my light square bishop if I can, so that I can attack f7, and black would want to keep their dark square bishop to attack f2. So I have an opportunity to trade my dark square bishop here, and I think I will do that. I know he's going to push his queen out. But I think his dark square bishop is more important than mine. Let's just go and do it. Overthinking it. Okay, so debating, do we go ahead and castle now? This is also a possibility for Starting to push on the king side here. Maybe trading that bishop this early was a mistake. Okay. Well, I think just really need to get this knight developed. I'm just trying to decide, do I want to develop this way, or do I want to try to move out more towards the center here? I think I would prefer to move to C3, but in order to do that, I've got to clear out this tile. So if I push my pawn, assuming they trade, that would allow them to control these two squares. That's going to bottle up my queen a little bit. I don't know. Let's see. If I go towards the center, it might actually make more sense if I can move this knight out, and then I can get this knight to this position here. So this knight will go to here, and then I would go knight to D2, knight to F3, and then I'll have a knight sitting on these two squares. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and get this knight out of the way, and then we'll pull this one up. That was an interesting move. Pulled his queen back. Now he has two looking at this square here. So I can't advance to here. And this knight is in trouble a little bit. My escape route would be here or here. This is no good. And the other thing is I've lost the pin on this knight. I'm not actually worried about my G5 knight, because if he does harass, I can just move up and win a pawn and attack his queen. So this one isn't so much a concern. I could push B1 and then C4, and then if they trade, I can keep pushing up the center that way. Let's try that. So I've kind of trapped myself here. Yeah, because I cut off my escape route when I moved here. There's really nowhere to go because if I drop back to A4, well, they can push down and I can retake this way. That's actually fine. But that does mean I can't attack D5. I still think I win that exchange, so let's drop back. Ah, I can go ahead and attack. No, I can't. Let's see here. If I push my pawn, okay, now I can attack. So we said if he pushes this F pawn, I need to capture here. So if I capture here, the queen is under attack. And then I have a possible fork move here. So if I can get my knight to here, I'm forking the rook and the king. I got to be careful because we've got some pressure on this side here. So I think I can win a pawn here. Ah. Well, I'm gonna lose. I shouldn't if I just move over. I'll take that trade. So move my pawn up, that's check. Right now there's a potential fork here. If he moves his knight to c2, he forks my rook and my king. I could always capture with my queen. Let's see, if I move up, he'll be forced to, he can't capture because of the queen and the pawn protecting the square. So he would have to move either here, here, here. Could actually move down. I wonder if I can push this knight out of the picture here. Where would they be able to retreat to? Can't go here. They could drop back to here. Okay. I lost my support position. I had a, let's see. that would be a fork. Well, maybe not. If I drop my rook back and he pulls his knight down, that would be a fork, but I could capture the knight with my bishop. So it should be safe to pull this back. I gotta get my queen in the game, but there's just nowhere to move at the moment. Can't move this bishop yet. Let's see, I can move up, attack the knight that way. Let's do that. I think it's worth going and trading bishops now. And that will be, yeah, let's do that. We'll go ahead and trade bishops. I'm thinking queen here. Ah, what did he capture? He got a pawn. Okay. We'll go ahead and clear out this side over here. Probably lose my bishop. No? That'll be check. So the temptation is go ahead and grab this rook with my knight. I'll trade knight for rook. So I lose the knight. But if I move my queen here, if I move my knight here, so I'm thinking I can win the rook without losing my knight. If I move my queen to here, he could move his rook up. Yeah, he can move his rook up, and I would not be able to. Let me go ahead and get the rook. And push his pawn up to block these escape routes, and now we can do this. And just drive him up. And checkmate. Excellent. 42 moves. But let's see how many blunders we had, if any. Hopefully none. And what did we get? Okay, 88.6 accuracy, not terrible. No blunders, 1 miss, 1 mistake, 1 inaccuracy. So let's just go through the moves real quick here. These are all book moves so far. Okay. Okay, so that was an inaccuracy. Thought I should go ahead and castle instead. And that was a mistake. Castle instead of that. There was a blunder. And which I think we anticipated. I think that's actually what we was going for. Because it said if they ever move this pawn, I will be able to attack the queen. So we won a pawn there. And we forked the rook and king. Actually, computer called that a mistake or an inaccuracy. Even though they won a pawn. And I don't know why I didn't. I should have moved G1 to begin with because the knight had that square protected. And that was says inaccuracy. I feel like that was a blunder though on the computer there. Just giving the queen up. So there's my one miss. Queen h7 check. That would have been check. Oh yeah, that was a miss. I missed a checkmate there because if I'd have left my knight here, these two squares are taken away. Moving to h7 takes away these squares. So all the king could have done would have been retreat to one of these three, and I could have followed up with g8 checkmate. So we could have finished this up a couple of turns ahead. So that was a miss. That was actually a miss. It would have been mate in 1. Would have been mate in 2. But we got the mate either way. Missed a checkmate there. Could have wrapped this up a couple of moves earlier, but it wasn't a blunder. There was no blunders in the game, so that was good. All right, so seems like as the opponents are getting stronger, I'm paying a little more closer attention and not making some of the wild moves I was making earlier on. So that's one thing about playing these bots is as they get stronger, you're forced to step your game up and compete with them. So it makes you stronger. But anyway, if you want to follow along with the series, should be a link in your top right. Should be a subscribe button in your top left. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next game.